What's up everyone, Zero here. So I wanted to make a quick video just going over the trial of Sekhemas. I noticed that a lot of people have been struggling with this, and I just wanted to make it really easy for you because it's not as difficult as you think. It does take a long time, but there are certain things you can do to ensure yourself success. I apologize for my voice. I'm getting over sickness right now, so just a heads up, my voice might sound a little messed up. But the first thing I wanted to go over with you was the relics. So when you first go to the altar, when you place in your Jin Barya, you're going to open up your relic locker and you're going to be able to transfer in relics into the relic altar. The relics that you want to get are honor resistance, increased defenses, maximum honor, and maximum honor resistance. The priority is honor resistance and maximum honor resistance. It works the exact same thing as elemental resistance. So as soon as you get to 75, you can get 5 extra. You can get another 5 extra. I think that the max you can get up to is 90, if I'm not mistaken. But you need a lot of space in the relic lockers. So the relic altar. So the first couple of times you try it, you're not going to be able to get to that until you unlock all the spaces. So what I would do is prioritize honor resistance, maximum honor resistance, and then from there you can do maximum honor and then maximum defenses. Now, if you're not playing in Trade League, you can find these just by grinding out the trial. You can get them, they drop all throughout the trials, so a lot of the time you don't even have to complete it just to get the relics to drop, because they do drop throughout. So the next thing I want to go over with you are the room types. So there are 4 different room types. There's the hourglass trial, where you turn over the hourglass and you fight a bunch of monsters on a timer. There is the ritual, where you run around and you defeat the portals. There is the escape trial, where you run around, you have to touch the crystals before the time runs out. And there is the gauntlet trial, which has a lot of deadly traps in it. What I try to do is prioritize running as many escape trials as I possibly can. Now, this always isn't possible, but the order I would place them in of easy to hard is I would go escape, ritual, hourglass, and then gauntlet being the hardest. This will be your sanctum map. Now, as you see here, the room that you choose here is going to allow you to transfer into whatever rooms that the arrows are pointing to. So, for instance, if I choose this one, it's only going to allow me to choose these 2 rooms the next time. If I choose this one, it's only going to allow me to choose these 2. Pretty self-explanatory, but this comes with a catch. So, let's say, for instance, I'm going along and I'm picking all the escape trials. I can end up into a position where I can only choose one. So, like, let's say I path up this way and I go here, and this one has an affliction on it that is going to brick my entire run. My only option is to go here, and then from there my only option is to go here into this room. So if that's the case, it sets myself up to where I'm leaving myself one option, and that's not a good path to go on. So you always want to make sure you have at least 2 options. Sometimes you're going to have to forfeit a good reward or an easy room just to get it to the point where you're not stuck with just one option. Now, I know sometimes it's going to be unavoidable. You're only going to have one option. So at that point, you just hope for the best. Each one of these rooms has a couple pieces of data. So it has the room type that you're going into, which is the type of trial that you're going to be running. There's going to be an award at the end sometimes. So this one awards a pledge which can be accepted to change the trial's parameters. So this is going to open up a merchant that's going to allow you to spend your sacred water, which is going to either grant you a boon and offer you a minor affliction. I never choose these because the minor affliction is complete RNG. It's really not worth it because you can get afflictions that don't allow you to see the rooms ahead. So it's impossible to tell whether or not you're going to run into something that's going to completely brick your run. If you're able to, you always want to go for the merchant on the map because it offers you things like this. You can get boons, which are going to greatly increase your chances of success in the run. If you get something like this scrying crystal, it's amazing because it allows you to see one additional room ahead, and that makes it very, very easy to plan out your run throughout the rest of the trial. So save your sacred water, get it where you can on the map because it's going to allow you to get extra sacred water in certain rooms. If you're able to pick up a boon that allows you to get extra sacred water, that's going to help you out the next time you run into the merchant. Perfect. I'm going to compile a list of all the boons and afflictions and what they do, and I'll put it on a Google Doc, and I will try to upload that, put that onto the description. And I'm just compiling the list. I haven't seen one put together yet, so I'm going to try to put one together here in the next couple of days when I'm feeling a little bit better, and I will add that to the description. So going back to the map, the other piece of data that can be on here other than the awards is an affliction. So a lot of the times you'll see afflictions that will not allow you to see the afflictions on the room. You never want to pick those rooms. Always avoid those because it does not allow you to see what afflictions are going to be put on you, and it could be something that bricks your run. So you have the room type, the awards, and then the next one would be the affliction if it has one. So just to go over with you guys real quick, get your honor resistance with max honor resistance, increase defenses, increase maximum honor. Always prioritize the escape trials. They are the easiest. Try not to run the gauntlet trials if you can. I mean, they're not that difficult, but they can be hard for certain people. If you have your max honor resistance up, you're never going to take that much honor damage. Always avoid afflictions where you can. Always path towards the merchant if you're able to, and save your sacred water because that is how you're going to get good boons from the merchants when you run into them. Now this is going to include spoilers from here on out, so if you really want to run into the bosses and not know what their mechanics are, you can turn the video off now, but I want to show you the floor bosses and what their mechanics are so that it can kind of help you out when you run into them. This will be the first floor boss. This is Rattle Cage the Earthbreaker. So when he first comes out, his first move is to hit the slam, and it's going to be 3 concentric circles. So one's going to go out, another smaller one, or another bigger one, and then a bigger one than that's going to go out, so you want to make sure to back up. He's going to slam the ground, and he's going to open up these paths that open up these volcanoes. Try to avoid him if you can, if you're range. If you're melee, you can run up and hit him. Whenever he lifts up big, you know he's going to slam down. You just run to the back of him and you can hit him. I killed him fairly quickly because I was pretty over leveled for this area. He's pretty easy for ranged and for melee, honestly. So as long as you have your honor resistance up, you're never going to take that much damage from him. And you're going to be able to restore your honor throughout the run anyway. And then in here, you can buy different relics with your sacred water. That's another tip. The second floor boss are the terracotta twins. That's what I call them. They have a different name, but it's 2 bosses. And they're going to come out of these 2 little statues here. Now, if you're melee, this is a little bit more difficult. You really have to watch both of their telegraphs because they have these big slam mechanics. But if you're ranged, you can avoid them pretty easily. Like the fire guy slams. He has this one that throws fire outwards. The ice one has this big thing, this big hammer that he slams down for ice damage. They move very, very slow, and they have really highly telegraphed attacks, so they are fairly simple. I melted them down pretty quickly in this, just as again I'm over leveled for this, so I didn't really get to show too good of an example for their attacks, but they have 2 major attacks, and they're these 2 big slams that are highly telegraphed. So as long as you can avoid those, you should be straight. The third floor boss is the Scorpion, and he is going to burrow into the ground over and over again, and he cannot be damaged while he's doing that. So you kind of just want to stay on the outer edges while he's doing his burrowing and coming back up. He does this big attack right here, see? And then he fires poison at you as long as you can avoid those. And then once he starts to burrow like that, he can't be damaged. I was testing that out here, obviously. I was trying to lay some gas down to see if I could damage him, but obviously he cannot be damaged. So it's best just to stay on the out. Avoid those 3 traps right there. Don't want to walk over those. They will damage your honor. He does a spinning attack with his tail and a big slam. All of this stuff's really telegraphed. It's pretty easy to avoid, even if you're melee. And once again, as long as you have max honor resistance, you'll be pretty good. And that's pretty much it. The 4th floor boss is a little bit different. I'm going to make a separate video for that. So hope that helps. If you guys find this stuff useful, please consider subscribing. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.